Welcome to the Voices of the Past podcast, a programme that explores past life on Barton Hill in East Bristol. The stars of the show are the voices of the people from Barton Hill, all recorded by the Barton Hill History Group in the 1980s and 90s. We will share memories and stories directly from first-hand accounts, their stories told their way with their voice and their Barton Hill accent. So sit back and listen and enjoy Voices of the Past. And as one Barton Hill resident said, if he's got any tears, prepare to shed them now.
Episode 5, Barton Hill, the place.
In the previous episode, we explored the intrinsic links between the Great Western Cotton Works and the people and community of Barton Hill. In this episode, we will hear about how Barton Hill the place developed. After the opening of the Great Western Cotton Factory in 1838, Barton Hill evolved into a compact, densely populated area with distinctive sub-districts. A settled community grew with strong kinship ties and deeply rooted neighbourhood relationships. The Barton Hill History Group only knew Eddie Duffett for a short period of time in the mid-1980s as he took us around the hill on guided walks. Eddie knew every person and every building. When Eddie spoke, you listened, as he was so knowledgeable about Barton Hill. Listen carefully to the following words when Eddie describes with such passion Barton Hill, the place he dearly loved.
When you consider Barton Hill as Barton Hill, it was a perishing good area to live in. It was a good area to learn your trade unionism and your socialism. It was a good area to learn your community spirit. And I'm always glad that I got brought up on Barton Hill.
Generation after generation lived in the same street, went to the same place of work, the same schools, and visited the same pubs. Hilda Jennings wrote in 1962 in her book Societies in the Making that Barton Hill families appear to live
almost as one community, that their homes and household tasks seem to be interchangeable.
Well, on a Saturday night, they get down there and they get drunk. Skinners, Littles, Bastons, Simses, they all used to get together and get down there, have a skinful of beer, and then on the night they'd be down there again.
That was your night? That was your Saturday night?
Saturday nights, we used to get the old tin bath. We all had to go in that one bath.
That was your night? That was your Saturday night to watch them come back? They went back very long before they'd come down to the end of the street. They'd have a damn good fight, you know. If one got a fight, they always finish up having a fight.
It put many a family to ruin in those days. Drink was a really curse.
You know, and it was really great to watch. But the next morning, although they'd been fighting over the night, the next morning, they'd be walking down to that spot again as though nothing had happened. No, that was Barton Hill.
A beer or put you under the table.
Because the kids, their parents would go out and have a drink, as I said. And the little kids, they sit facing our house on the outdoor beer license, and the wooden thing was there, you know, where they'd let the barrels go. And they used to sit there, and it was lovely to listen to those three kids, the Cogginses and the Brookses and another. And to hear them sing. Ray Charles's song came out then. And it was lovely to hear those three kids. They'd sit out there and they'd sing all the songs. And Ray Charles, to hear they kids sing that, it was lovely.
I enjoyed our young life and all that.
And they were good. They were very, very poor, but they were good kids. You know what I mean? I don't think they'd throw a brick in your window.
I think, you know, years ago, nobody had very much. What they had, they shared, you know.
When you consider Barton Hill as Barton Hill, it was a perishing good area to live in. It was a good area to learn your trade unionism and your socialism. It was a good area to learn your community spirit. And I'm always glad that I got brought up on Barton Hill.
Rose tears and not so, subtle hints that were hinged on what we were back then. But darling, tell me this is not the end. No, tell me this is not the end.
Throughout its history, the variations in the quality of life of Barton Hill people were intrinsically linked to the cotton works. During the bad times, such as the cotton famine of the 1860s, the Great Strike of 1889, and the Depression of the 1920s, these hard economic experiences tied the community together. With the closure of the cotton works in the late 1920s, Barton Hill lost its heart and soul, and the community was forced to adapt. Join us next time as we hear about the changing place of Barton Hill. Thank you for listening to the Voices of the Past podcast. This production is a collaboration between Garry Atterton, the Barton Hill History Group, and music duo Charlie and Jake. Special thanks to the National Heritage Lottery Fund for their support, and of course none of this would have been possible without the many voices of the past, sharing their stories in their own words. For more information about the project, to connect with others, and to view our livestream event, visit our website voicesofthepast.org.uk.